Architecture of extraction. Here the voyage slows, the lens narrows. The focus is no longer movement across water, but the system beneath it. Before the schooner sails, before the chests are sealed, there is a process, regulated, surveyed, accounted for in advance. The harvest is anticipated before it exists. It begins in the alluvial plains of Bengal and Bihar. Cultivation is not informal, it is licensed. Acreage is surveyed and recorded. Advances are issued before planting, binding cultivators to deliver a fixed weight at a regulated price. Seed is distributed under supervision. Output is monitored against contracted quotas. The harvest is anticipated before it exists. When the poppy matures, each capsule is scored with a multi-bladed knife. The incisions are shallow, calculated to penetrate the outer skin without breaching the interior wall. During the night, latex seeps from the wounds and oxidizes in the open air. By morning, it has thickened from pale emulsion to dark resin. Workers return at first light to scrape the coagulated mass into earthen containers. The same capsule may be lanced several times over successive days until its yield declines. The collected opium enters state custody. At receiving stations, it is weighed in standardized measures. Moisture content is assessed. Texture and purity are examined. Material judged adulterated is rejected or penalized. The accepted product is forwarded to centralized processing facilities, such as those at Patna and Ghazipur. Inside the factories, the raw opium is kneaded mechanically and by hand to achieve uniform consistency. Batches are blended to stabilize alkaloid strength, primarily morphine content. Excess moisture is reduced through controlled drying to prevent spoilage during transport. The refined mass is shaped into standardized cakes or balls, wrapped in protective layers, and packed into maritime-grade chests. Each chest typically contains approximately 63 to 65 kilograms net weight. The interior is lined to limit humidity intrusion. The exterior is sealed and marked for identification. At this stage, the product is no longer agricultural residue. It is calibrated commodity. From factory to Calcutta. The chests are transported downriver to bonded warehouses. At public auction, lots are catalogued by origin and quality. Merchants bid through established credit systems. Bills of exchange circulate between agency houses. When payment clears, colonial revenue is realized immediately. The fiscal objective has been met before the cargo leaves port. After purchase, logistics shift to private management. The chests are loaded into the holds of ocean-going vessels bound for the Strait settlements or the South China coast. Cargo manifests may list them discreetly within broader consignments. Marine insurance policies are issued to cover loss from weather, seizure, or piracy. Risk is quantified, premiums calculated. Approaching restricted markets, distribution adapts. Where importation is prohibited, ships anchor offshore beyond immediate jurisdiction. Cargo is transshipped to smaller coastal vessels capable of navigating shallow waters. Foreign factory compounds and bonded warehouses provide temporary storage under treaty protection, operating in a zone where sovereignty and privilege intersect. Bulk consignments are divided into smaller units. Intermediaries distribute them inland through layered brokerage networks. Settlement occurs through silver transfer, credit instruments, or commodity exchange. Enforcement uncertainty is absorbed into price. Margin compensates for hazard. By the time the substance reaches the end consumer, it has passed through licensed cultivation, state monopoly processing, standardized industrial refinement, auction finance, insured maritime transport, treaty-protected warehousing, and grey market redistribution. What began as a precisely scored poppy capsule has moved through an integrated vertical system, linking rural fields to global capital. Each stage standardizes. Each stage insulates. Each stage extracts value. The final exchange appears local. The structure behind it is not.
In the next installment, George and Hunter settle their affairs in Siam before the story shifts to faith and fever.